Hi, it's Ian. Welcome to pensionerfitness.com. Recently, I've had some inquiries from subscribers asking about problems with necks from using mobile phones or on their computers, tablets, etc. Now, one of the big problems we have with that is the head's bent down like this when we're on it. Even if you go out in the town, you'll see people walking down the high street like this, you know. They look up sometimes to make sure they don't bump into people. So it's important that we do something about that, because over time it will cause problems. Now, lots of youngsters do this all the time, but they're still young and fairly supple. When you get to our age and you start having your head bent like that for a long time, the head's heavy, right? And it causes a strain on the neck muscles and the shoulder muscles and the top of the spine. And over a period of time, that can cause big problems. You can end up with headaches from it. You can end up with cricks in your neck, pain that's not very nice. It can restrict your movement of your head so that you have to move your body to look round rather than just move your head. And the other thing is, it can cause dizziness, and if you start getting dizzy, you can start then having falls. Like, if your balance is not right because of that, you can end up having a fall and being seriously injured. So it's important that we do something to correct that as much as possible. One of the things you can do is hold the phone here when you're looking at it. With your computer, you can actually raise it up so that you're sitting there and you're looking directly at the screen. And those are just simple things you can do. But it's good to stretch your neck, because whether you like it or not, we can all know these little things. We can say, oh yeah, we can do this, we can do that. I can hold it here. It won't last for long. You'll be back to doing this again. But if you do some remedial work on it to try and correct it, it's going to be less damaging to you. So we've got some exercises to do to correct these problems and to fight against them, because obviously if you're doing that a lot, you want to do something that's going to correct it, and so it doesn't cause long-term damage. So the first exercise we're going to do is neck circles. Now, one thing about these exercises where your neck's involved is do not go at it hard. If you're having to pull your head to one side or pull it forward or whatever, do it very gently, right? Because the neck is delicate and you can damage your neck if you're not careful. So you've got to be nice and careful with it. You've got to move and do stuff slowly and get yourself into the position you need to be without jerking or hurting yourself. So the first exercise is neck circles. And basically what happens here is you're going to get your head to rotate round for 360 degrees. So from here, it's going to go round all the way up, all the way around, back to there. Nice and slow. Take about 8 to 10 seconds to do one rotation. So that's one. Then you're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've done 5, either anti-clockwise or clockwise, do it the opposite way around and start to take it all the way around the other way. You want to do 5 on each side, right? You want to do five circles to the left, 5 circles to the right, clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever you want to call it. But you want to do 5 of each. And that's a good exercise for your neck. Now, once you've completed that exercise, the next exercise you're going to do is a side neck stretch. Now, this can be done standing or seated, better seated for people our age in case you fall. So from here, you want to make sure you're right back into the chair and that your back is against the back of the chair, or you're seated upright with your head in a neutral position so that everything's just there. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to leave one hand down at the side, and the opposite hand is going to go up. It's going to reach over your head. You're not going to do anything to your head yet. Your fingers need to be right about the top of the ear there. And once you get to that position there, you're going to gently let the weight of your arm take your head to one side so that this ear goes towards the shoulder. And you're not pulling it, you're just letting it gently go to that position till you feel that little bit of stretch down here. And once you feel that stretch bite in, just breathe normally and hold this. And hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then once you've reached the 15-second point, relax your hand, push your head back to the central area, and then pause for a second, and then do the opposite side. Raise it up, and when you're in the position you want to be in, just gently do the same again. And once you feel that stretch in there, just hold it again, 15 seconds. And once your 15 seconds is up, release your hand, push your head back to the center. Try and do 5 of those on each hand. At first, you might find this a bit difficult. For instance, for me personally, when I'm this way, I feel the stretch much more on this side than I do on this side. But that's me personally, and that might be the fact that I sleep on this side all the time, and I from time to time wake up with a crick in my neck. But that's me. Everybody's different, so you'll find how you find you. So that was the second exercise. Now the third exercise is an upper trapezius stretch. Now the trapezius is a muscle that comes down the side of the neck and goes out on the shoulders here and down either side of the spine. Now, when you see on people like these weightlifters, you know, that carry big weights and stuff, you'll see the large lump here. That's the traps. The short name is the traps, but it's the trapezius. The upper trapezius stretch is what you're going to do, and those are called traps for short. And this exercise requires you to put one hand on the small of your back like this, so that your arm is pointing back the way and it's in an L or V type shape. So once you've done that, you can do that seated or you can do it standing, but it's much better to be seated if you can. If the back of the chair restricts you from doing that, then move sideways so that you can do that and you can have your hand there. Once you're in that position and you're holding this here and your hand's on your back, take the free hand, put it on the top of the head. Your head's in a neutral position now, and again, very gently, you're going to just let the weight of the arm pull your head forward. And as it gets lower, you'll feel the stretch coming in the neck at the back and along the traps here, and even the small of your back. So, once you get there, hold that for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 seconds. Eventually, you want to try and build that up to about 30 seconds, but do 15 seconds to start off with till you get used to it. And then once you've done one side, change sides and do exactly the same exercise again. So once you've got your arm, your hand on the small of your back and your elbows going straight back, you raise up to the top of your head, and again you're going to pull this forward and you're going to do your count up to 15 seconds, and then you're going to relax and let your head go straight again. So that's the first 3 exercises. Okay, now we're going to do the next exercise, which is the 4th exercise, which is shoulder rolls. Now, we've just been dealing with the traps and things here. Now when you do shoulder rolls, that also helps those. But the shoulder roll is very good, and it takes a lot of the pressure off from your neck and the muscles there if they're tight. And so basically all that happens here is like a shrug. You raise your shoulders up you pull them back the way and drop them back down again. Then they go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do 5, pause for a second or two, and then do another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've done those, then start from going backwards to forwards, because you were going back that time. This time you're going to roll them forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, take a little short break for a second and then go back and do another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that shoulder rolls takes a lot of pressure off there if there's any tightness. Very good exercise. And the final exercise we're going to do today is called chin tucking, or chin tuck. Now, let me sit sideways on. What happens here is you sit in a nice neutral, straight back, head in a neutral position, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to bring your chin back in. So your chin comes in. You're not moving your shoulders, right? It's just from your neck, you're bringing your chin back forward, back in towards there, like you're trying to form a double chin. Some of us have them anyway. But anyway, it comes in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do 5 of those, pause for a second or two, and then do another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as I said at the start, that's the end of that exercise, in fact the end of the exercises. As I said from the start, if you do this corrective work, because none of us are perfect, and as much as we would like to be absolutely, doing everything the right way, we all know we're going to slip back into walking about with our head down here, right? And that head is heavy, and it's pulling there, and it's stretching, and it's putting strain there, and you're eventually going to have problems from that. And so, if you do these exercises like this on a regular basis, and you should do them every day, really, right? So you don't need rest time in between them, because they're not strenuous like lifting weights, and so you can do them every single day. You can do them more than once a day if you want. But they're very good, and they'll reverse the damage that's being done by spending long periods of time like this, or hunched over your computer. Again, it does it. And you'll see people. Now, if you look at third world countries, and there are, people who work out in the countryside in a lot of these third world countries, they don't have mechanical lifting. They get things up here and they carry them, right? And then when you see a lot of older people, they walk like this all the time, because they've been carrying loads like that, and that's been their working life. And obviously you don't want to end up like, bent like that, or with walking about with your head further forward all the time. It's no good. And it's very difficult, because it restricts the way you can see what's happening. And obviously, if you can't see properly, if you can't turn to see things, you're going to have problems. So, those exercises you should do every day. Now, that's your exercises for the next 2 weeks. Do them every single day, and they'll go a long way to reducing any damage that you're causing on your phones, tablets and computers. So good luck with that. See you back at pensionerfitness.com. Thank you very much.